Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Why on earth do we keep doing this? Why does this keep happening? Why do we keep sabotaging ourselves? We play against Barcelona, brilliant game against Barcelona, dismantle Barcelona. And then we come and hold our own against Arsenal. We're the better team in that game. Results didn't favor us because of the red card. And then we go to Leeds and just capitulate and just forgot how to play football. There were a couple of factors that led to us losing today. It shouldn't have been so at all. Let's start with the lineup. Maresca made 5 changes. 5 changes to the side that played 1-1 against Arsenal. 5. This is not a Carabao Cup match. This is not an FA Cup early round match. This is a Premier League. Do you think Arsenal would make a lot of changes like that depending on who they face? No, they wouldn't. Do you think Liverpool last season were making changes like that in their lineup depending on who they were facing? They didn't. They were not making those changes. They had a core team. They had a core first 11 that usually played against no matter who it was they were playing. There were only 1 or 2 changes that were made. And even if those changes were made, sometimes they come as substitutes. If you want to rest the player, because what? Because he played over the weekend. Isn't he paid to play? Aren't these players paid to play? If you want to rest players, you want to ruin the momentum, why don't you start the game with them and then take them off in the at halftime? Why do you rest them and bring completely new players to start against a Leeds team that is under pressure? A Leeds team that is struggling in the relegation zone, and they want to do everything possible to come out of that zone. The way they played against Man City should have even been an indicator to us that this is not going to be easy. They almost took a draw from Man City, from the Man City game. They even almost beat them if it wasn't for Foden's last minute goal. They almost beat them. And they went to Etihad. They weren't even at home. They went to Etihad and they did that. So that should have been an indicator that this game isn't going to be easy. I'm not saying don't bring Gittins. I'm not saying don't start with Gittins. I'm not saying don't do this, don't do that. But you don't make 5 changes from your regular starting lineup. You don't do that. And you know there's even rivalry between Leeds and Chelsea. So there's even more reason for them to even play well, to even turn up in the game. And to be honest, Leeds didn't really play that well, but they defended well. And they pressed on the counter. They didn't allow us space on the ball at all. They didn't really play any extra football. They are clearly a struggling team. And the way they played, you could see they are clearly a struggling team. But they were able to outmaneuver us, outplay us in every sector of the field because you brought in new players that haven't played in a while. Why make so many changes? Why? You have Chalobah, who is a center back, and you moved Chalobah to the right back position. Chalobah isn't good as a right back. You used him there before and it didn't work. Why put him in the right back position? But their Shield, who is returning from injury, you pair him with Tosin. Tosin, who is a liability. I really want to root for Tosin. I really want to defend this guy, but he is really not up to par. He's not up to par. He started his career at Chelsea very, very well. I remember he wasn't even scoring goals for us. And then all of a sudden, he just switches off and he has been making mistake after mistake after mistake. This is the guy that you pair with somebody who is returning from injury, Badiashile. Badiashile isn't even the best himself. He's also good when he's paired with somebody better, but he's not the best himself. Why do you pair him rather with Tosin and put Chalobah, who has been very, very good for us in recent games, and you move him to right back? You rest James and Gusto. For what reason? Because they played full 90 against Arsenal. If you rest James, I understand. James, we're trying to manage his injury. We don't want him to go out on a long-term injury again. But Gusto is fit. You can start the game with Gusto and take him off at halftime. Or even if you don't want to play any of them, why not start Josh Achampong? What has Josh Achampong done to this man? What has he done to Enzo Maresca that Enzo Maresca, he doesn't even give him substitute minutes in games. He doesn't even give him minutes from the bench. I just don't understand. Josh can play as a centre back. Josh can play as a full back. We've seen him play in both positions this season and he's done very, very well. Why do you not start him at all and you leave him on the bench? So Maresca for me is a big reason why he lost this game. He's a big reason. Aside from the fact that the players were not there at all. They were not there from the beginning. They were not there from the get-go. We couldn't even spring passes together. Enzo Fernandez today probably is one of his worst games as a Chelsea player. And the Chelsea team too as a whole, one of our worst performances under Enzo Maresca. Probably the worst performance under Enzo Maresca. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Yeah, I was worried that when we lose to Arsenal, the gap will be 9 points. Not knowing we are coming to lose to Leeds and extend that points, it was going to be 9 points anyway. The first goal, the lap. What are you doing? Mark your man. Mark your man. All of a sudden, we've been so good at defending set pieces. All of a sudden, we've forgotten how to defend set pieces. Delap just left his man and allowed him a free header, and then that was it. Delap is so slow too. The way he was performing in that first half was so bad. He wasn't quick to respond. His touches were so poor. His positioning was also very poor. Him and Joao Pedro, I just don't know sometimes with the two of them. You put Joao Pedro there, he does the same thing. Put Delap there, he does the same thing. I just don't understand sometimes with the two of them. You put Joao Pedro in the midfield position. Why didn't he start Palmer? You've been saying in press conferences, Palmer trained before the Barcelona game. He trained fully for the Arsenal game. He didn't play at all. I understand because of the red card, he couldn't come on. He didn't play at all. And then in this game too, he starts from the bench. Why not start him? Why not start Palmer? Like I said, he could start these players and take them off later on, because the way we start games is very important. The way you start a match is very important. If he started and maybe we got like 2 goals in the first half or a goal in the first half or something, you can decide now to probably take him off, bring somebody else, and then continue. But why not start him at all? When he came in, he almost scored, but he never really found his groove this game, especially after the third goal came. A second goal too. Poor pass from Tosin to find Enzo. The power behind it was too much. And Enzo too failed to control it properly. And then it fell to Leeds and then eventually fell to Tanaka, who took a very beautiful shot to score. The way we were playing, there was no way we were going to score in that first half. Leeds' defensive line was solid. They really packed the bus after the second goal. There was nothing we could do. There was no penetration, nothing. We couldn't even string passes together, even in the midfield. So I was just praying that we go into the halftime break 2-0. We will not concede any more goals so that at least we can have a chance of turning it around the second half. Enzo Maresca made changes before the second half. And one of his changes was Pedro Neto, who scored our goal for us. Gittins in the first half was also very, very poor. But in the second half, I don't know what Enzo Maresca told them, but it changed Gittins, because Gittins in the second half was much, much better. And he was the one who crossed it to find Pedro Neto to score the goal. It was a good goal. It was a good response from us. But that was it. We're not adding any threats again. We could have made it 2-2 when Palmer came on, but he also missed a very, very glorious chance. Garnacho also coming on really added a lot to that left wing, because Bogle wasn't really giving Gittins a chance on that left wing. He wasn't. He was really stopping Gittins. But when Garnacho came, Garnacho got the better of him many times. Was able to beat him many times. So it makes you wonder, why didn't Garnacho play? Why didn't Garnacho start? Garnacho should have started this game, and it would have made a huge difference. If you're making changes, make the right changes. Bro, it was so frustrating to watch this game. It was so annoying to watch this game. Don't get me even started on that third goal. That atrocious mistake from Tosin. And he was even angry after the ball went in. Atrocious mistake, atrocious back pass. And he was dispossessed, and Sanchez attempted to catch the ball, but it went under his body, because the player that dispossessed Tosin had a touch to it. It went under his body, and Calvert-Lewin just had a gaping goal to just push the ball, do whatever he wanted to do with the ball and just get it in. And it was 3-1. And that was it. It just killed our momentum, just killed our vim. We couldn't press anymore because they had given up. I feel like the players had given up. 3-1 is a lot to come back from, especially during the time that it came. It was horrible. Tosin, a lot of people say Tosin shouldn't play for Chelsea again. I think he shouldn't play in a Premier League match for us. He should play in the Carabao Cup. He should play in the FA Cup. He should try and win back our trust before he's put in the Premier League again. I don't know why he's used over Josh. Josh is far better. Why not start Josh over Tosin? Why doesn't he trust Josh? It really confuses me sometimes. I don't understand it. This player can play as a centre back, can play as a full back, but when you need somebody to play in the full back position, you rather move one of the centre backs right back. It doesn't make any sense. So we need to sort out these things. I spoke about it with Raul on the Arsenal review game, and he said it that some of these teams that we feel like we should be beating them, it's not as easy as that. Zemba is very, very difficult for us. I knew that we were going to struggle in December, but I didn't think it was going to be this early. The first game in December and we lost 3-1. Then, man, the games that are coming up, we just need some divine intervention to be able to win those games, because if this is how we've started, it's going to be horrible going forward. We have Bournemouth next. Bournemouth are better than Leeds, and we've lost to Leeds away. Man, it's going to be difficult. We need to get our act together. And this game, what pains me the most is that this game was a winnable game if he didn't make those many changes. This game was a winnable game, but those changes disoriented the team and changed the whole flow, changed their whole momentum coming into the game, and we just collapsed. We collapsed. So yeah, I mean, that's all for my review. I don't know what else to say. I mean, let me know your thoughts about the game in the comment section down below. It's just what it is, man. Chelsea in December is just horrible. Charity FC. We just giving them points just like that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe.